Hi, this is Kathleen again, Making Your Own Money, and this is the last in our series. This is my favorite because, in fact, it's all about you. The Y in money stands for you and your mindset and how you think about your position in your company. I want you to take a breath, a deep breath, and think, am I self-employed? Or actually, am I a CEO running a company? And I don't want you to think about it as a business either. I want you to think about it as a company. Just like any other company, maybe you're not Fortune 500 right yet. But that doesn't mean you can't have their mindset or their thought processes. So here's the difference. When you're a CEO, you're looking at every aspect of your company, every area, every department, now, not micromanaging, that's not what I mean, but you're aware of it. You have people who are reporting to you, you have definite ideas and expectations for your company and for the people who are reporting. There's checks and balances all the time. So those are the things that are really important to look at as a CEO. And you have to make tough decisions. You know, sometimes you have to take your emotion out of a situation, whether it be team building or whether it be operations or systems, and you look at what is the end result? What is my intention? What is the goal? What do I hope to achieve? That's how a CEO looks. And of course, he always looks, or she always looks at bottom line. I mean, if you can't make your company profitable and sustainable, chances are you're probably not going to be CEO very long. So I want you to have a long, sustainable company. So I want you to think about a CEO. You deserve, you got that? You deserve, you have every right to have every penny that your company is paying you because you work hard for it. And money has a huge mindset around it. It can be very negative. I was very, very fortunate. I grew up with an entrepreneurial grandfather and grandmother who believed that money was a good thing. They were very philanthropic, and the more they had as an income, the more they were able to give as, well, I'm going to say lots of times it was bursaries. My grandfather was very, very concerned about the education. So he actually helped a lot of young people go through university. So it's been instilled in me that whatever you make, you give. So my goal is to give lots. And that's what I want your goal to be too. Make sure that you think about every day you deserving that money so that you can do better with it to as many people as possible. You know, you might have your own charity, you might have your own area of gifting, it might be your church. If you decide that you want to give, you owe it to yourself and your company to be strong enough to do so. There's nothing wrong with having money. In fact, gosh, unless the whole system of society changes, it's an essential. We can't go to the grocery store unless we have it. We can't drive an automobile unless we have it. We can't live. Can't have a comfortable house unless we have it. And now I'm doing this from my own home, and you know that. If you've watched these series, it's purposeful. I'm doing this because I want you to think about home study, and I want you to think about what you're doing within your environment. But I want you to think about how much you deserve. You know, my grandmother taught me when I was a little girl a lesson that stayed with me forever. And I'm going to share this with you now because it's a part of me. If you've ever seen any of my promotional stuff and you see me talk, I talk about a piggy bank. I was about 7 years old. My grandfather would fill the piggy bank for me, and I would promptly empty it. It was a pretty good gig. And it always stayed at their home. So whenever I went to their home, I would go and try and empty the piggy bank. And of course, I spent it. One day, as I was reaching for my piggy bank, my grandmother stopped me and she said, "Now, remember, a woman has to have her own money, her own investments, and she has to be independent." So as a little girl, I said, okay, and continued to reach for my piggy bank. But you know what? It stuck with me. Now, that grandmother was born at the turn of the last century. I mean, we're talking, I'm over 60. You know that. I've talked about that because I started my pizza empire when I was over 50. So it's never, first of all, it's never, ever too late to start. That's a mindset thing. And the second thing is to be independent and think independently. And that is, I think, a huge mindset around money. So I took this as a little girl and I thought, well, okay, I need to be comfortable with money. That was something that my grandfather taught me. My grandmother said, be independent with money. And so that's what I did. The goal of my company is to help women and smart guys be independent through entrepreneurship. I want to give everything I have to help you be independent, whatever that looks to you, however you want to paint that picture. If you want to be philanthropic, I want that for you. If you want to have a huge second home down south on an island, I want that for you. But it's all about mindset. It's thinking like a CEO, making hard decisions sometimes when, you know, it means you have to take emotions out of it. It's also understanding and recognizing that you deserve it. You absolutely deserve it. And the more money you have, the more you can give and share with the world. So if you're interested in digging a little deeper, again, I'm only able to give you just kind of an appetizer, if you will, of what our whole course is all about. I'd love for you to spend an entire day at my boot camp. I would love to spend 2 days of a VIP event with you. I've got one coming up and I'm so excited. We're going to take a business apart, strip it apart, pull all the parts, lay them out on the table, and rebuild it. We're going to see if there's parts broken. We're going to see if there's parts missing. Maybe there's parts missing. But we're going to build a really authentically, perfectly groomed money machine. And I am so excited to know that this is going to happen. I'm going to spend 2 days, 2 entire days, alone with a business owner. And we're going to take her company and strip it down to brass tacks. I want you to take a little bit of time to think about what can I do for my company? How can I turn my company into a money machine? If I'm not doing that now, what do I have to do to make that happen in the future? Part of the process is you got to do the work, you know? It's just that simple. But you also have to have a way of doing the work. And I've found that to be the case with most people. I get it all the time. Well, I know I'm supposed to do this, or I know but how do I do it? So that's why we put together this 8-week course. 8 weeks, that's all, 2 months. And what would your life be like in 6 months if in only 2 months you could turn your company around? If in 2 months you could work less, make more, and give to whatever charity or church or entity you would like. Maybe you want to give to your vacation fund. How would your life look in 6 months if in 2 months you were able to do all that? I want you to think about it. And I want you to, first of all, I want you to have a great life. I'm here. I'm always at your disposal. Check out my Facebook page, Making Your Own Money, and our website, makingyourownmoney.com, makingyourownmoney.co. Ah, here's a test. Both of them are my websites, but they're slightly different, and we're actually running some tests. So check them both out. We'd love your comments, because my whole goal in life is to make business easier for you. So this is Kathleen at Making Your Own Money. Take care, and I have really enjoyed sharing this with you. If you think you can do it, come and join me for a boot camp. Your life will be different. Your business life will be surely different. But I've also, I know your life will be different as well. So this is Kathleen. And, oh my gosh, I can't go yet. I have to tell you. Oh my God, this is so amazing. I got a note the other day from a client that spent a day in one of my boot camps. And this person had been in business for 20 years, but he didn't think of his business as a company. So we changed his mindset. He started thinking like a CEO, making decisions that he had never made before. And he told me that he has increased his income by $9,000 every month consistently since he did my boot camp. Now, that was about 6 months ago. How good does that make me feel? I am so thrilled to be able to say that that was accomplished. And I know that his mindset was all about doing for his family and making sure they had a good future and providing for them. Well, boy, he's providing way more now than he ever could before. So think about this. What would you do with an extra $9,000 a month? What have you got to gain? This is Kathleen at Making Your Own Money. Have a great life. I'll see you soon. Take care.